Hello everyone, it's Karen again with yet another video. I hope you're having a lovely time of day wherever you are, regardless of the situation. Now today I'm going to be showing you some of the activities that I have been doing in this quarantine period just to keep myself busy and to keep myself occupied. But before I get into the content of the video, I'd like to post a little disclaimer. Apparently, some people think I'm pregnant. And that's because since I started putting out these videos, I have been receiving a lot of congratulatory messages, but I'd just like to put it out there for the sake of anyone who wants to know. I am not pregnant, but I still appreciate the congratulatory messages because I believe they're coming for a good place. But it also makes me wonder, does it mean that I've gained weight? Does it mean that I look fat? That's why people think I'm pregnant? I don't know. Anyway, moving on, let's cut straight to the content of the video. Now, I'd like to begin by mentioning that personally I'm an introvert, and so I'm not really minding the whole stay at home, stay by myself kind of thing because I'm already accustomed to it. In fact, I think I'm the kind of person who enjoys my own company more than I enjoy other people's company. I don't know, but that's just the way I am, so I'm not really minding the whole quarantine thing. But I'd like to pass my deepest sorry to the people who are extroverts because I know they're having a really hard time just staying home and being holed up in the house. I know they're not really having an easy time, but maybe this is a time to just kind of slow down and be with yourself and learn more about yourself. I don't know. Anyway, what I have been doing in these days is that I have been discovering some of my old hobbies. And one of the things that I've been occupying myself with is that I have been sewing, like kushona na sindano na uzi. That's what I have been doing for most of the time. So I had this fabric which was quite big, and I've been using that fabric to sew all manner of things. So this was my first project. It's a baby dress. So I made a baby dress. And it's just a really simple design. I still have to finish the buttonhole at the back there, but it's just basically a very simple pattern, very simple dress, and I think it looks nice. And whenever I have a baby, whether it's a boy or a girl, they're going to wear this dress. I don't care. They're going to wear that dress. So that's the first thing that I did with that fabric. I made a little baby dress. And that took me, I think, 2 days. It's a very short time. And I actually sew by hand. I do everything by hand because I don't have a sewing machine. And I also want to do it to pass time. So usually I'll play a sermon or I'll be watching something that I like to watch. And then I'll just be mindlessly sewing. You know, sewing is very easy. You just pushing the needle, pull it out, pushing the needle, pull it out. It's very easy. So that's what I've been doing to occupy myself. So my first item was the baby dress. And then I actually made an apron, which is I made an apron. That's my current project. I'm done with the bib and the skirt, but I still have to do the neckband and the waistband. But I think I'm liking how it's coming out. I like the way it looks. So that's my second project. And I also have this little love hat here that I cut out, which is going to be an accessory. I want to put it here on the bib, like a pocket. So again, I'm still using the same fabric and I'm making an apron. And then because the fabric was really big, I still had a lot left over. I'm now working on this one, which I'm trying to make a bag. I'm trying to just make a little bag where I can carry my lunch. Because usually when we're at work, I carry my own lunches. So I'm trying to make something like this. Very simple bag, but very handy. Where I can put my dish, my bottle of water, my fruits, whatsoever. So that's what I'm trying to do with this fabric. So sewing has been a very integral part of my quarantine life. And it's really been making time just fly. Because again, as I said, sewing is a very mindless activity. So that's my first project. The second thing that I have been doing during this period is I have been spending a lot of time with God. I've been spending a lot of time in prayer, in worship, in reading the Bible. And that has been so edifying for me. And it's really helped me to go through the whole crazy things that are happening in the world, because it's quite a tumult as well we are living in. But when you are anchored in faith and you're anchored in the Word of God, you'll find that regardless of what is happening around, you're still standing. So I've been spending a lot of time in reading the Bible, and I actually have a ladies Bible study group that I lead on WhatsApp. We're around 25 ladies, and what we do is every month we study a different book of the Bible. So for example, in the month of March, we were studying the book of 1 Samuel, and we just completed that yesterday. So usually what we do is that we'll read. So because 1 Samuel has 31 chapters, right? So we have been doing one chapter per day. So what happens is that when we finish reading a particular chapter, we go to our journals. We have journals like this. This is mine. We'll go to our journal and update whatever we learned. So that's another way that I've been occupying myself. So this journal of mine, I only use it for my Bible reading. So whatever chapter I'm reading, whatever book I'm reading, I update that in here. So that's another way I've been occupying myself. Then apart from that, I'm also listening to a lot of sermons on YouTube. There's so many wonderful sermons that you can find out there on YouTube. Some of them are free and they are so edifying. But again, you have to discern the spirits, because at the same time, there are so many false teachers out there on YouTube who are teaching their own theology. But there are also very nice, sound Christian teachers who are teaching out there, and sometimes I like to take my time to listen to them. And so this is my sermons notebook, and I actually got this for free at a restaurant where I went to eat, and they usually give you such gifts after you finish eating. It's For You Chinese restaurant. If you eat, they'll give you all manner of gifts. So this is my sermons book. So I listen to sermons by various teachers. I listen to Derek Prince, I listen to Peter Tanchi, I listen to Joyce Meyer, and anyone else who I want to listen to, and then I write my notes in here. So that's another way I've been spending my time. And then aside from reading the Bible in English, I've also been reading the Bible in Chinese, because as some of you may know, I go to a Chinese church where we use Chinese as a primary language. And so I really want to improve on my reading of the Chinese Bible, because reading Chinese is one thing, but reading the Bible in Chinese is not that easy. So that's another thing that I have been doing to occupy myself. I've been spending my time with God. Now, apart from that, another thing that I have been doing is that I have been cooking quite a bit. I have been spending time in the kitchen, coming up with recipes and trying out new recipes, because sometimes when we are working, we don't really have time to do all these kind of things, because you're coming in from work, you're tired, you have to come and fix a meal. You don't really want to lay out a banquet. You want to make the simplest meal you can. But because we have some extra time in our hands, I've been trying to do a lot of cooking. I have a recipe book here that I bought a very long time ago. I think I bought this when I was a newlywed, because I was like, now I'm a wife, I have to start cooking, and all those fancy dreams you keep dreaming about, but I have never used it. So it's called My Kitchen Friend. And this one is specifically for stews, so where they teach you how to make different stews. And now because I'm home, I have a lot of time to try out some of these recipes. So cooking is another thing that I have been doing. Then next thing I've been doing is I have been reading. Again, goes hand in hand with my love for writing. I'm not very sure I'm a good writer, but I do love to write, and I also love to read. So this is my current read. It's Ben-Hur by Lew Wallace, and it's one of my favorite books. Actually, I've never read the book, but I've watched the movie, and I really love the movie, and so that's why I'm reading the book. So I have a variety of books. Actually, like right behind me is my bookshelf, so I have a lot of books out there, and I always try to occupy myself by reading. The other thing that I have been doing in this period of quarantine is that I have been also participating in charity work. You know that you could be the kind of person who maybe you are affording to stay home and stock up your fridge with food for months on end, but there are so many people out there who are not able to afford even the basic needs, especially now that their source of living has been interrupted. So one thing that I have been doing again with my Bible study group, and also on an individual level, is that we've been coming together and just donating, coming up with funds and food stuff, which we're going to be donating for the needy families in this particular period. So that's another thing that I have been doing. And then finally, I have been learning national anthems of other countries, because I am a polyglot. I'm an aspiring polyglot. I love to learn new languages, and I have discovered that one of the easiest ways to learn a new language is through the national anthem. So today I was actually learning the national anthem of Italy, and I think Italy just popped in my mind because it's been on the news so much, what with the coronavirus, and we are really praying for the nation of Italy. We are praying that they'll be able to come out of this stronger. But for me, my prayer is that this nation will return to God, that they will just be repentant and return to God, and He will surely restore that country. It's a beautiful country. I think it's a dream destination for so many of us. Many of us want to visit Italy. I know I do. And so we are praying that it gets back to normal, and the world gets back to normal, and we'll be able to resume our day-to-day life. So I've been learning the national anthem of Italy. I've only learned it for a few minutes, so I'm not really sure whether I'm very good at singing it, but maybe I'll give it a shot. So let's just try. Let me see whether I've actually learned it. I'm going to be playing it with an instrumental in the background because I'm not very sure I know how to sing it. L'Italia, l'Italia tedesta dell'elmo desipio se sinte la testa dove la vittoria le porga la chioma che schiava di Roma e Dio la creò. La morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia chiamò. Stringiam corte, siamo pronte alla morte, siamo pronte alla morte, l'Italia che amo se. So I'm not really good at it yet, but I'm hoping I'll improve with time maybe. But basically that's the national anthem of Italy, and I've been learning the national anthem of different countries. I think right now I can sing, and this is something I've been doing from long time ago. I just didn't start. So I think now I can sing, of course, Kenya. I can sing Tanzania. I can sing Uganda. I can sing a little bit of South Africa, the one that they sing now, the Nkosi Sikelele, not the other languages at the end there. I also can sing France. I can sing Italy. I can sing Portugal, and I can sing Spain. So I think I'm growing my repertoire, and I hope that by the time the quarantine ends, I'll have been able to learn many other different national anthems, because again, as I said, I really love to learn new languages. So for week 1 of quarantine, those are the things I have been doing. And I've discovered that I haven't really been bored, because I have been trying to occupy my mind. And one last thing that I have been doing in quarantine, I have actually been getting up in the morning, taking a shower, and getting dressed, because I just don't want to stay in the house just lazing around. I mean, of course, I have times when I just want to kind of stay in the blankie, watch a movie. But for most of the time, I have actually been getting up in the morning, washing my face, washing my body, and just getting dressed so that I can get into the right frame of mind. So I don't want to end up wasting my time. I don't want this quarantine period to just pass me by and all I did was sit in front of the television with my pajamas, stuffing my face with food, and I didn't really do anything good. I think this is a wonderful time for us to be able to just look into our hearts, look into ourselves, and come up with something good. This is a good time to, come up with your house plan. Maybe you want to build a house in future. You can just sit down and write and draw up a design and do research and come up with a very good plan and a good design. This is a good time to sit down and come up with your business plan. It's a very wonderful, amazing time we've been presented with. We have been given one thing that we have been complaining that we don't have. We've been saying we don't have time. Now this is that time. You wanted to draw closer to God, you never had time to read your Bible. This is a wonderful time. So don't let this quarantine period, don't let this slow period just pass you by. Use it to do something good. Use it to do something that will benefit not just you, but your posterity as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you. Take care of you. Watch over you, and let His countenance shine upon you. Bye-bye.